Nebraska won the toss, deferred. IU will receive. Hoosiers putting a 6-0 record on the line against a 5-1 Nebraska Cornhuskers, and it's fair caught inside the 10-yard line. First down and 10 to the 25-yard line. For Rourke, out of the gun with time, throwing it on first down, dropping down, and it's Justice Ellison gets his shoulder square. Ellison dropped on the play by Vincent Shavers Jr. 2nd and 4 at the 31. Rourke was the player of the year. In the MAC, fires out wide, and this ball caught Zach Horton. 3rd down and 1 at the 34. Opening series for IU. They'll pitch it out wide. Ellison gets his shoulder square with the lane. Ellison straight up the middle, and Ellison down inside the Nebraska 25. First down and 10 for IU at the 23. Tyshawn Lawton in the backfield. They'll give it to him. Looking for some daylight, trying to get outside, and he's dragged down immediately. Deshaun Singleton with the tackle, but there is a flag on the play.
Holding. Offense number 62. 10-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
They back it up 1st and 20. Empty backfield for Kurtis Rourke. Up to the middle, and it's caught. Miles Cross, the senior, who was the roommate and teammate of Kurtis Rourke at Ohio. He's from Bowie, Maryland. Rourke, in his last game, 25 of 33, 380 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, no picks. 2nd and 10. Over the middle. That didn't fool anybody. Terrific defense. It's caught by Keyshawn Williams. 3rd down and 11 at the 24. Justice Ellison in the backfield. Rourke in trouble. Got it away. Has his receiver Ellison looking for the first down. He dives forward. Will not get it, but he's close. He gets 9 on 3rd and 11. Ellison remains in the game with Rourke. Rourke to throw it. Over the middle, caught, first down, IU. Cool Kurt. Miles Cross with the reception. 9th play of the drive coming up. And they hand it off straight ahead. Touchdown, Indiana. Oh, you thought we were playing around. They say we have an easy schedule. Nicholas Radicic in to attempt the extra point. And it's good. Ja'Cory Barney back deep. Quinn Warren will send it away. Oh my goodness, what a mistake by Ja'Cory Barney. Dante Dowdell. Give him a little bit of room. 3rd down and 8 at the 3. Make that 2nd down and 8 at the 3. Here's Raiola, far side, and that one just out of bounds. Looks like some. 3rd down and 8 at the 3-yard line. Raiola steps into his throw and caught for first down. Nicely done. Fedoni, their tight end from Iowa. First down at the 12. Play fake. They'll dump it off. Near side. Fedoni again. This time he doesn't go far.
Corey Barney made the mistake on the kickoff, but he's a talented freshman.
They'll throw it out wide. And incomplete. That ball intended for Jamal Banks defensively for IU.
I just mentioned Kamara, number 6. He's terrific. Already 5 sacks, Gus, on the year. He's a transfer from JMU with Signetti. Aiden Fitcher, another JMU transfer. He's the heartbeat of the defense. Secondary, probably the weakest part of their D. I think Nebraska's going to want to throw the ball quite often today.
This Indiana front 7, pretty good, folks. 3rd down and 9. Raiola in trouble. Throws it incomplete. That one out of bounds. No flags on the play. Here's Brian Buschini punting out of his own end zone. Miles Price, the deep man. Buschini gets it away. He's nicked up in their last game against Rutgers. Price, sideline with a lane, crosses midfield and gets into Nebraska territory. So Indiana will start with great field position. Biggest game of the season so far for the Hoosiers against Nebraska. 1st and 10 at the 45. Rourke with time delivers to the wide side, and it's caught by Miles Cross
you know, Gus, when you get a guy that's played a lot of football, understands what he's doing out there, then he's going to find the weakness in the defense, and you can tell that he does that when he's working his way through the progression.
Now 7 of 7 to start this game. They run it this time, Justice Ellison. And I thought it was interesting, Coach Signetti saying that Kurt reminds him of Phillip Rivers, who he coached at NC State.
Yeah, so Kurt Signetti, you know, one of his early stints as a coach was at NC State when Phillip Rivers was there. And when he started to watch film of these transfer quarterbacks, these guys in the portal, he came to Kurtis Rourke and he said that's what he initially thought. First couple of plays, like, oh, I see a lot of Phillip Rivers. Now, not release, but just mannerisms and the way that he processes the game. 2nd down and 13.
Rourke near side has his receiver as he turns it upfield. Miles cross again. He either has the first down or was really close. Knocked out a play by Marquise Buford Jr. Kurtis Rourke from Toronto, Canada. His brother was a terrific player. Quarterback at Ohio, now with the BC Lions in the CFL. Rourke over the middle. Incomplete. Looking for his tight end, Zach Horton. Rourke in trouble. And goes down. Great pressure. Makai Bayer with the sack, a loss of 9. Dante Dowdell in the backfield. Raiola, pump fake, goes long. And it is incomplete. No, yes, a flag on the play. A late flag coming near the intended receiver, Jameer Johnson, in coverage.
Top of your screen. It's a double
Pass
move.
interference. Defense number 9. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Easy call right there. Nice job on the route, selling that double move, Gus. That first pump and getting Jameer Johnson, the transfer from Texas, to jump up. And all he could do was hold. Not a bad penalty from him, because that's probably a touchdown if it gets completed. So he grabs the wide receiver and prevents 6.
Johnson from Pasadena, California. First down at midfield for Raiola. Raiola with time. Steps up in the pocket. Throws to the wide side. Caught once again by his tight end, Thomas Fedoni. 2nd down and 5 at the 45. Raiola standing strong in the pocket. Out wide again. Dowdell. And Dowdell close to that first down. Dowdell, first down and more. Hard running between the tackles, Nebraska style. Gain of 9 on 3rd and 1. Another handoff as they run right.
I love it.
He must got his elusiveness and his arm from his mom.
That's exactly right.
2nd down and 9. He'll reverse, guns it, incomplete. Originally committed to Ohio State, then flipped his commitment to Georgia, and right before he was getting ready to announce, he had a feeling about Nebraska. There was something in his heart. Over the middle, caught, first down for the Huskers. This time it's Jalen Lloyd, a gain of 10.
Boy, this is a great job of replacing the blitz with the ball. So here's the slant, and then here's the blitz that you get. So as soon as those guys take off, look at Raiola, and he wasn't even set. He just flips it out there. That's the arm talent right there and the knowledge, and he's able to get the ball out. But now you have to wonder, was that ball out? Was Lloyd down? I don't know if he was. Try to snap the ball as quickly as they can, and they do.
And they get it away. 2nd and 9 of the 20. Good drive now for Nebraska. Jameer Johnson checks in. He's very talented, can catch it out of the backfield as well. Here's the option. Raiola dives forward. Check that. Harburg in the Wildcat formation, diving forward, and he'll get close to that first down. 3rd down and 1 of the 12. Dowdell, the Oregon transfer, back in the game. Best drive so far for Nebraska. Hand it off, Dowdell. He'll be lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Jalen Walker shot the gap. For the Cornhuskers, Dowdell remains in the game, out of the I formation. And a timeout called by Nebraska. 4th down and 1 at the 12. Dowdell, the deep back, second man through, and he picks up and he fumbles. Indiana says they have it. And they do. Turnovers.
That is not what Matt Rule wants.
That's their 5th turnover of the season. 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line. Lawton. Gain of 3. John Bullock defensively.
If Rourke knows where you're at, he's going to eat you up.
And he'll hand it off, running wide. It's Lawton. 1st down. Quick first quarter. Five and 1, Nebraska Cornhuskers. Their only loss coming to Illinois in overtime. That's a game they'd love to have back.
Yeah, they had open guys late, mistakes in the kicking game. Certainly could make an argument Nebraska should be undefeated.
1st down to the 25. Rourke delivers, and caught at midfield. Nice adjustment in midair by Elijah Surratt. He's their leading receiver.
And this is that back shoulder fade that Coach Meyer was talking about on Big Noon Kickoff. They do it as well as anybody. And that's a beautiful throw. And the route is what's most important, Gus. You've got to run it hard so that the quarterback has the option to go back shoulder.
That's a 28-yard gain, and they'll keep it on the ground. Lawton, how about Elijah Surratt? He's played at 3 different schools, but coming off the Northwestern game, 7 catches, 135 yards. He's got 29 catches coming into this game for 513 yards and 2 touchdowns. 3rd school in 3 years. Stellar campaigns everywhere he's gone. 42 catches at St. Francis is where he started. James Madison, and now IU. 2nd and 6 at the 43. Justice Ellison in the backfield. Play fake. Rourke winds up down the field. And it's caught inside the 10. What a throw.
Beautiful job.
1st and goal at the 7. Can Indiana pay it off to the wide side? Touchdown IU. Miles Price. Indiana moving and grooving. Radicic in for the extra point. And it's good. Ramir Johnson back deep. Quinn Warren will send it away.
That's exactly what they did. Capped off that drive with the touchdown, and now a 2-score lead.
Nebraska running it on 1st down. That's a 5-yard gain.
This is a vital drive for this Nebraska team and an opportunity to hopefully for them rest their defense.
2nd and 5 at the 30. This is Emmett Johnson. And he's stopped by Aiden Fisher, who transferred from James Madison. Side by side. Raiola dumps it off. He's got his man. And that's close to a 1st down as well. Nice running after the catch by Jalen Lloyd, the sophomore. Emmett Johnson, the tailback. They'll give it to him. 1st down. 1st down at the 46. Raiola drops it off. His man has a blocker. Emmett Johnson. Flag on the play.
Illegal block in the back. Offense number 4. 10-yard penalty. Repeat 1st down.
There's Banks. Clear block in the back on Johnson up there. And that'll back them up. They have struggled on the outside with blocking. Coach is lamenting that their wide receivers have not done a great job blocking down the field in the run game or even in the screen game, and that's evidence of just being a little overzealous there on the outside for Matt Rule.
1st down and a long 19 at the 37. Here's a handoff, and they'll go nowhere. Terrific pressure. 2nd down and 21 at the 35. Raiola with time all day. Lofts it up and caught. Beautiful feathered pass to Fedoni. First down at the 40. Raiola to the sideline this time, and he throws another dime. This time, it's Banks, but there is a flag on the play.
Like someone jumped there.
Offside. Defense number 92. The penalties decline. The play results in a first down.
How big was that throw to Fedoni? And Gus, when I'm watching, like, that's what you don't normally see from a true freshman. That takes instincts and a real knowledge of how to play the position at a high level, is to feather that ball over the defender like that. A lot of times you would see a young quarterback try to use his arm strength and throw it too hard and too high.
First down and 10 of the 21 after the 19-yard gain. Here's a reverse. Do they want to throw it? No, they're going to run it. Nair can't get outside. Indiana sitting on that play. Sean Asbury. Huskers need to pay this one off with a touchdown. Raiola. And a flag.
Yeah, I was wondering to myself, like, they're going to throw a flag, right? I mean, watch Banks. He just gets tackled by D'Angelo Pons. Watch Pons. He's just working, and he's just like, I'll just take him down. It's like, how many flags can we throw?
Pass interference. Defense number 21. The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
You know, and that's one of those flags that, as a coach, Curt Cignetti is just going to be so frustrated with, because they had him behind the chain, second and long, didn't need to do that. Pons just needs to play quality defense. You don't have to tackle him out of bounds, and in particular, give him a free first down.
First down and 10 at the IU 17 for the Cornhuskers. Raiola, quick toss, and it's Barney. Foul the block, gets close to the 10-yard line, gain about 6. Ramir Johnson standing next to Raiola. They'll give it to him, running right, and he'll pick up a first. Harburg, he'll run it, trying to get outside, and he's dragged down quickly. D'Angelo Pons. Here's a handoff. Barney, touchdown, Cornhuskers. Ja'Cory Barney, little misdirection, maybe a counter play. As we mentioned, kicking has been an odyssey for this team, but the extra point is good. First down to the 25. And Ellison, nice spin. First down. First down at the 37-yard line. They'll run right. Ellison again. 27 total transfers for IU. Rourke guns it underneath. In traffic, incomplete. That ball intended for Omar Cooper. 3rd and 8 at the 39. Rourke, sideline throw, back shoulder, caught at the 40. This kid has some touch, Joel. Rourke already 12 of 14, 152 yards and a touchdown. No picks, 1st and 10 at the 39. Rourke to throw it again, lines up, first down. They are dinking and dunking now. E.J. Williams Jr., the Clemson transfer, gain of 12. Rourke steps up in the pocket, wants to run, has some room, and he'll slide down close to the 20.
You've got to have the feel of the football in that hand.
2nd down and 6. They'll run it, and it's Lawton with a burst. And he gets inside the Nebraska 10. First down and goal at the 9-yard line. Tyshawn switches sides. They find Horton out wide. He turns it up, and he'll power his way to the 6-yard line. Deshaun Singleton, first man to him. And a flag on the play.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense. The penalty is half the distance to the goal. Automatic first down.
I think this was MJ Sherman, 48. When he goes in, he tries to bat that ball down and then contact to the head of Rourke. And clearly that's automatically a flag that's going to come out. And it's an easy first down and an easy call by the official as he released that ball to Horton on the outside.
First down and goal at the 3-yard line. 14-7. IU 6-0. 4:33 and counting remaining in this second quarter. Lawton in the backfield with Rourke. They pitch it to him. Lawton follows his blocks, tries to squeeze in, but nice pursuit by the Nebraska defense. They'll keep him from getting into the end zone. Second down and goal at the 1. Price in the backfield. They'll hand it off straight ahead, and it's a touchdown for Lawton. Extra point good.
Some Kurtis Rourke's decision making. You know, they put a lot on his plate as a veteran player and quarterback, and he's made great decisions so far today.
That one kicked into the end zone.
And you're seeing it here today in this first half. This offense is very difficult to stop because of the balance you're talking about and the decision making of the quarterback, Kurtis Rourke.
First down and 10 at the 25. Nebraska with the completion, but no gain on the play. Terrific job. Barney with the reception, but he's dropped immediately by Terry Jones Jr.
I think that the question for Indiana is, what is their ceiling? Well, today they have led for now 20 minutes over Nebraska, who had not trailed very much in their first 6 games, only 15 total minutes. And their ceiling, to me, is going to come down to how well their defense plays.
Raiola drops it off. Johnson trying to square his shoulders, breaks the tackle, but finally gets thrown down by Amari Farrell.
This is where the defense has to pull its own weight.
That front 7, they pin their ears back here. Third down and 7. Raiola goes through his progressions off his back foot, thrown too tall for Jamal Banks, incomplete. Sean Asbury covering, and now Raiola limping off the field. And that was the first 3 and out for either team. As the Huskers send it away, Miles Price, the deep man. He's got it and gobbled up immediately. First down and 10 at the 26. Rourke in trouble, breaks contain with a nice move, and he'll cross the 30. And they won't get it off in time. 2-minute timeout. Second down and 4 at the 32. And they'll hand it off. Lawton with space, still on the move with a burst, and he'll go down at the 40.
All these explosive plays, 5 plays of 20 or more yards for Indiana.
First down and 10. Rourke guns it, and it's caught. And this time it's Miles Price.
He was still shaking his hand after that one, and it was a bit low, so that his ability to throw the ball accurately is going to come into question.
Second down and short. They'll hand it off. Ellison cuts it back. Touchdown, Indiana. 31 yards. Wow. Radicic for the extra point. And it's good. And Dylan Raiola's got a mountain to climb. 4 plays, 74 yards. IU scoring in 1 minute and 17 seconds.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team, the ball will be placed at the 35-yard line. First down.
There's a chance you could cut this all the way to 28-21, but only if they move quickly and get this ball down the field in a hurry.
First down to the 35. Raiola looking, buys time, and he'll just throw it out of bounds. Raiola looking, under pressure, completes it at the 40-yard line, a 5-yard gain. Third down and 5 at the 40. Raiola steps up, sidearm throw incomplete. Miles Price, the deep man. Buscini sends it off. This one trickles out of bounds. First down to the 34. Rourke. And he completes it. Price, nice run after the catch. as he crosses the 40 up to about the 43, an 8-yard gain. Rourke testing that thumb out. Fires deep. And batted away. 3rd down and 2 at the 42. Rourke winds up, sideline throw.
Giddy up, Kurtis Signetti. Google me, he said.
That's right, and we did, and the world will continue to Google him if this team continues to play this way. 1st down. Here's Rourke looking for the long ball. Sets up, fires it deep, and intercepted at the 5-yard line by Hartzell. And he'll go down at the 35, and that'll take us to the end of the 1st half. But what a good one.
.343 total yards to only 133 for Nebraska. And this is against, to your point, my man, a top 10 scoring defense in college football.
That ball bobbled. All right, Jen, 1st down from the 27 for Iola. He completes the pass, but they don't go anywhere because Aiden Fisher jumped on Isaiah Nair immediately.
Indiana's offensive line has owned the line of scrimmage.
They'll run it again, and a little running room. 3rd down and 2 in Miami at the 35. Raiola looking for that 1st down, and I believe he will have it. Emmett Johnson steps out of bounds. He's right near the marker, and it should be a 1st down for the Huskers. 1st down at the 37. Fire far side, caught. Not a lot of room over there this time. 2nd down and 5. Straight ahead, Johnson. Stood up. D'Angelo Pons, 1st man to him, 3-yard gain. Dante Dowdell, the lone setback. They'll give it to him, and he'll pick up the 1st. 1st down to the 47, though, for Nebraska. Here's Raiola in trouble. Raiola's got to get rid of it, and he just throws it out of bounds. Remember, he's 19 years old. True freshman, starting at quarterback at Nebraska. A lot of pressure. 2nd down and 10 at the 47 underneath. And it's caught by Cadoni's tight end, and he's just running over people. Ground and pound there after he makes the catch. He'll gain 22. Raiola with the handoff to Johnson, and he's knocked backwards. 2nd and 12 at the 32. Raiola off his back foot again. Underneath, he has his man, Barney. And Barney at the 30-yard line goes down. There's a handoff. Johnson, 1st down. And Johnson carrying defenders with him. Emmett Johnson stopped by Asbury, but it's a gain of 11.
They need to stay in those condensed formations, those bunch sets, I would say. Like you're seeing, this is more of a spread set, right? But they have an inability to block the edges. These players in support right here, they're making it difficult.
1st down. Throw it out quickly to the wide side. Barney trying to make a man miss. 13th play of the drive. Another run. Johnson trying to get outside, and he will not. Lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Raiola with time to the sideline, incomplete. That one thrown a little bit wide for Emmett Johnson out of the backfield, and he was covered by Jalen Walker. Raiola. And picked off up the sideline. Indiana. Asbury walking him down. Woo!
He's going to look at the eyes of Raiola the entire time. Raiola stares over to the left side, and this is just going to be a free interception for Sean Asbury. Beautiful job, undercuts the route, and then he's gone down the sideline. No hesitation from the back end. He's reading the eyes of the quarterback, and he's right there to make the play, and Bryant Haynes loves it.
28-7, Indiana with the ball now. Tayven Jackson in at quarterback. He'll throw it. As soon as he touches it, cross, out of bounds, inside. The Nebraska 5, a 14-yard gain.
Tayven Jackson is a transfer from Tennessee, but he was here last year. Last year, he did play almost through for 1,000 yards for IU, started 5 games, played in 9 for the Hoosiers. He's a redshirt sophomore, 6'4", 212 pounds.
First down and goal at the 3. Lawton in the backfield. They give it to him straight ahead. And he'll get to the 2, maybe inside the 1-yard line on the play.
Obviously, that injury to Kurtis Rourke's hand, which we were seeing at the end of the half there, was worse than what we anticipated. They go into the locker room, and now this is their first snaps of this second half. That was a long drive for Nebraska. They got the opening kick of this second half, Gus, used up half the quarter, didn't score a point, and now Tayven Jackson on the field for the Hoosiers.
Only the 4th interception of the season for Raiola. Second and goal at the 2 for IU. They throw it, caught, touchdown, cross, touchdown, Indiana. Wow. Radicic for the extra point. And it's good.
So really
Playing with a great harmony and rhythm.
It's a good football team, man, isn't it?
Man,
we see this a lot. Gus, we've covered this sport for a long time. Oh, geez.
That one, once again, on the kickoff, mishandled. And Nebraska, RB Johnson, Nebraska's last drive, 15 plays, 60 yards, no points on the Raiola interception. He's in trouble again, stepping up in the pocket and sacked behind the line of scrimmage. Another good play by Terry Jones Jr. Raiola winding up over the middle, and it's caught. That's RB Johnson out of the backfield. 3rd down and 3 at the 23. Raiola underneath again, caught in the 1st down. Jamal Banks is 19. 1st and 10 of the 37. Raiola again underneath. And it's Johnson stumbling forward.
No explosive plays available to them. It's a real strategy from Indiana's defense.
2nd and 6 near side. Barney get to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Angelo Pons again. We've been mentioning his name the entire game. Number 5. 3rd down and 4 at the 43. Raiola in trouble. Raiola escapes, delivers. Is it intercepted? Yes, it is again. RB Johnson this time. 1st down and 10 at the 49-yard line for the Hoosiers. Lawton in the backfield. They throw it near side to him. He's got a lane down the sideline and out of bounds as he crosses the 20. Backup quarterback in now, Tayven Jackson. Jackson with the handoff to Ellison. And Tayven Jackson is the brother of former Indiana basketball star.
Nebraska better buckle up. This could get real messy.
Here's the pitch. They'll throw it. And incomplete. That's when they're going to have to go work on a little bit. Surratt. 3rd down and 9. Jackson under pressure. Lobs it. Surratt. Touchdown, Indiana. What a catch. What a throw. Extra point good. This one will be returned from the goal line. Barney. When I left the game, I said, that man is crazy, thinking that he's going to come to Indiana and do that.
And lo and behold,
look
here
at what's
we are.
happening. Let's take another listen. And I think he threw in Michigan and Ohio State as well.
He definitely did.
And I have a feeling that the Wolverines, and especially the Buckeyes who are off, are watching this game.
After review, the receiver's hand came down in bounds. It is a catch. It will be first down for Nebraska at the 40-yard line.
This feels even more real than that Max Duggan TCU team from 2022. The reason is that TCU team was just in a number of tight one-score games and kept just eking them out. This team is hammering folks.
That one incomplete. And the thing about it, when we talked to him yesterday, just to Coach Cignetti has taken such an interesting pathway, Coach. I mean, folks, Gabe Irvin in the backfield. Rayola, sidearm. That one caught out of bounds at the 45 by Barney.
You just got to bet on yourself. And you know what? Maybe in life, sometimes you got to bet on yourself. And that's what he did. And there's another nice stop by that defensive line on third down. I'm sure Nebraska will go for it. But as this quarter winds down, sometimes in life you got to look yourself in the mirror and you got to bet on yourself. And that's exactly what that men did. Look what they did in the third quarter. An important quarter. They're up. They want to go out and make a statement. It's exactly what they did. Only had the ball for 2 minutes on their offense, but scored 14 points.
Fourth down and 2.
Before the ball was snapped. False start. Offense number 54. 5-yard penalty. Remains fourth down.
Raiola looking for that first down. Incomplete. Knocked away. Intended for Fedoni.
Well, Cignetti bets on himself, and the reason is because he was a recruiting coordinator for Alabama. And here's the deal, inside football a little bit. If you're really good at being a recruiting coordinator, the head coach doesn't want to make you the offensive coordinator because you're already great at recruiting. But you can't become, and this is what he was doing at Alabama in those first few classes. Look at the guys he recruited. Marcel Darius, Julio Jones.
Nebraska head coach.
Matt Rourke got an unsportsmanlike on the opposite side. Obviously not happy.
That's the coach's first
Our very own Mark Ingram, who ended
game.
up winning a Heisman Trophy. They win the national championship in their third year there. But Gus, you don't get that elevation to offensive coordinator because he's such a great recruiter. So to be a head coach, you've got to be an offensive coordinator. So he thought to himself, I'm pigeonholed. I'm stuck. Wait, IUP is going to give me a chance to be a head coach? Done. Put the chips in the middle of the table. Let's go see if I can do it. And guess what? This guy is one hell of a head coach.
First down and 10 to the 28. They run it over the left side.
He's brought all these young coaches along with him. So this staff at Indiana has largely been with him since really his days at Elon.
Justice Ellison on the run. And if you weren't with us for Indiana, their starting quarterback, Kurtis Rourke, has not played in the second half because of a hand injury. And Ellison first down. And we'll get down to the 10. Let's go downstairs to Jen with more.
Well, unfortunately, first for Kurtis Rourke, they don't provide more updates on his status and the severity of that thumb injury. Gus, what I can tell you, they have padded it a little bit more, that right thumb. Obviously, he was dealing with that bleeding in the first half, but his spirits obviously remain good. But we see the score as well. He's a happy guy right now. And just quickly, a little bit more to add on Cignetti. I thought it was so interesting in talking to one of the veterans, Mike Kadick, who obviously was here for the ups and downs, and the word he used was swagger. He obviously loved the fact that his coach walked around with this confidence, and specifically about those words.
Touchdown is the word. Black. What a fire. Coach Cignetti is lit with this team. Sellout crowd in attendance. Their record crowd, 56,223 versus Purdue in 1969. And this ball advanced all the way across the 40 up to the 44-yard line. Antoine Randall.
Yes, Antoine Randall.
Quarterback. Harburg scrambling.
I'm really hopeful for Kurtis Rourke that his injury is not serious.
First down at the 33. Raiola underneath, and it's caught. And they'll get to the 5-yard line. That's Fedoni again. He's had a terrific game. 28-yard gain. Fedoni, 6 catches, 91 yards, averaging 15 yards per catch.
Timeout, Indiana. They're first of the half.
First down and goal at the 5. Raiola sprinting out of the pocket, throws on the move, and incomplete. Second down and goal at the 5. Raiola throws the fade in the corner, incomplete. Third down and goal at the 5. Here's a handoff. Nowhere to go. Raiola in trouble, and he is swarmed. Woo! Kamara with another sack. Indiana, all business. 10:31 to go in the 4th. They're not finished, folks. Here's a handoff, Black.
Bob Bostad, he was a holdover on this staff, and he was originally from Wisconsin under Paul Christ.
Jackson just tiptoe out of bounds.
They've been sensational, and they get better every week on film and certainly here today in person.
You know what, Joel, they may not have been really coming here, but with the incentives that he's going to have kicking in, they may be a Burka bag. Balenciaga, if they got him for guys.
I think that
Gucci.
Signetti and Rourke was really the headliner, and he's the one that they needed, right? You needed a quarterback. I'm really disappointed for him that he got that right hand banged up, has not played in the second half. It has not affected this offense, though. I will say this, Tayven Jackson has come in and played excellent football behind a really solid offensive line, and then these skilled position players that have made a lot of plays.
Rourke keeping that right hand in his pocket. Now Horton with running room.
Because this offense hasn't slowed down in the second half.
Here's the big run by Green. Now you played quarterback in Colorado.
So, you know, those things are huge, and it makes it, I think, rather than like a terrible injury, like a torn ligament or something like that, of injuries that you can play through for a quarterback, it's certainly the worst one because there's nothing you can do for it medically. You just have to kind of grin and bear it and play through it.
How long does it take to heal?
Depends. If that's a cut that needs stitches, then at least 2.5 weeks before you feel good again. Now, I'm sure he'll play. It won't shock me, Gus, if he has a glove on that hand next week. And then it just comes down to, like, can you throw the ball accurately with a glove? Some guys can, some guys struggle with it.
So far, though, Tayven Jackson been really solid. That one dropped. Evans puts a toe into, and it's caught at the 15. First down to 20. Raiola, that one deflected, intercepted again.
Let's put it to you this way, Gus. We've done a lot of Michigan-Ohio State games in our career. If Michigan or Ohio State was doing this in Bloomington today, a nice run here. Nice run.
Jackson first down, flag on the play.
This is the hold there on
Offense
the
number
outside.
7. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat first down.
This Indiana offense is excellent, and they're doing this against a defense that came in the top 10 in the scoring defense in college football. Black. They also started to support the program, and that's a big part of this.
In the middle, first down. Horton again. First down and goal at the 4. Indiana trying to hang a half 100 on Nebraska. As they run it with Green, it'll get closer to the goal line.
Indiana has no ability to do what they're doing this year without NIL and transfer portal.
Green again, touchdown, IU.
Easy, easy.
(56-7).
This is going to be a real pivotal moment for this organization, this young quarterback, and this coaching staff here in the second year under Matt Rule.
Short kick, fielded, returned up to the 33.
Their last series was not very good.
And here is the run. Arbor.
And sometimes you just got to throw the ball away to avoid some of those hits and sacks.
Arbor. Rayola. Looks like he is done for the day with 3 minutes to go.
If they were to win every game except for Ohio State, whether they go to Indianapolis or not, they would certainly be in line for one of those at-large spots, even if they weren't in that Big Ten championship game.
Flag on the play coming up.
Illegal block in the back. Offense, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat, third down.
What we're seeing out of Indiana and Nebraska,
You don't want that to get in our heads.
You don't want that to get in their head, but I can tell you this, all of a sudden that Ohio State schedule down the stretch becomes far more difficult.
That ball broken up. This Indiana secondary, Dawson there, has been very solid.
Get that all the levels on the defense, first level, second level, third level, and they all make tackles.
Sideline throw, that one deflected, broken up. Do they try to score here, or they take a knee?
No, they're going to take a knee.
That is exactly what they're going to do.
Kurt Signetti is cold-blooded, but he ain't that cold-blooded.
Not yet. Give him time.
Don't cross him.
Don't cross him. How about this, Coach? Coach Signetti, folks. Remember that name. Kurt Signetti. He has an unbelievable talent of winning wherever he goes. And he's proving it in one of the greatest conferences in college football, the Big Ten.
That's your midseason Big Ten Coach of the Year, maybe National Coach of the Year right there. Middle of October, Kurt Signetti. Nobody's done a better job than him.
And finally, a smile. Rourke finished 17 of 21, 189, a touchdown, all in the first half. IU, 500-plus yards for the fourth straight game. IU, 5 rushing touchdowns. Ellison with 2, with his second 100-yard game of the year, and 2 touchdowns. The defense forced 5 turnovers. Cross with a career-high 7 catches. But more importantly, Indiana improves to 7-0.